What's up, beautiful people? I hope you guys are having a wonderful night and happy Labor Day weekend. I hope the audio is sounding much better. I did do some improvements. So let me know how I sound to you guys and that I sound very clearly. And what are you guys doing for the Labor Day weekend? I hope you guys are staying safe in this current times with what's currently going on. So today we will be talking about broken homes and relationships. I was motivated by this topic because I've been watching a few content and I've been like just listening to the conversation and hearing how so many like people, for one, a lot of people are lonely. Okay, that's cool. A lot of women are lonely. And for two, a lot of people are not happy with the choices that they made. And it's not that, how can I say, it's not that they're not happy with what came out of the choice, but just the choice that they made wasn't something that they're happy about. So I've been listening to a lot of, like, for example, there was a conversation with a man and a woman, and she was just basically letting the man know, like, she understands like the decisions that she's made in her life, and now she wants to find love. And so he asked her about her upbringing, how was her household, her mother, her father, were they married, were they not married, and as I was listening to this conversation, I start to realize that we can, in a sense, be a product of our environment. Like, as she was telling him the information about how her mother wasn't with her father, and how she currently is a single mother, and how she isn't with her baby father, and they just sound like a repeating cycle. It's like, because of what we see, sometimes we kind of live it through our lives, or kind of like through our decisions that we've made, in a sense. Do you get me? You get what I'm saying? Like, it was just like a aha moment, like, wow, we can be a product of our environment. But that doesn't mean that we can't change. Like, if you come from nothing, you can become something. You absolutely can. So it was just an eye-opener for me to say, I see where it comes from. It comes from our foundation. A lot of households are single parents, and a lot of them are women or it's the women who have the child, who are taking care of the child and making ends meet. And this is not healthy. This is not healthy. I understand, yes, power to you, single mom. Power to you. Nothing wrong with, you have the child and you have to do it, what you gotta do to be able to take care of your child. But the child is still not getting a completion of a home. And that's what it makes you step back a little bit and think about, okay, now we need to reassess as women who we choose to create a future with, especially when it comes to bringing children to the world, because a lot of time it affects the child. This brings me to another idea, another thought. I was listening to another video, and the lady basically was talking about how her life is, and how, like, she's like in her middle age and she's living with her mom and her mom's okay with it. And sometimes our parents don't know what's best for us. And the reason why I say that is because I was watching, I'm a little bit all over the place, but it all connects with each other, right? So I'm bringing different examples to make it fit. So I was watching a movie, and this was it. I watched that video and I left that thought there. Then I watched the movie and then I saw the same thing happening in a different way. It was like this guy had a dream. He wanted to pursue his dream. And he's always had this dream. And now he's in his 40s. And he's unhappy with his life. And he finally gets the chance to pursue his dream. And he tells his mom. And his mom's like, oh, no, you don't need to do that. You need to stay at your job. And you stay there because it's safe. You got a 401k, you got all this, and you got that, and you can, you can retire there. It's safe. That's exactly what her words were. So it's like sometimes parents can have good intentions, but I feel like as an adult or through just life in general, we have to teach ourselves and pick up great characteristics that we see through different examples, in a sense. Yes, our parents might say, okay, this, that, boom. Okay, you take what from your parent, but then you add your own twist to how you want your life to be. You know what I mean? If you see your mom's a single mom, you be like, yeah, I don't want to be a single mom. I want to have a strong foundation. I want to have a husband. I want to be able to be there for my children. I want to be able to mold them and guide them like they're supposed to be, and etc. Like be the opposite. Sometimes you got to change and shake that off of you and say, in order for me to get somewhere I've never been, I got to do something I've never done. And what you've never done is be the opposite of what you're used to, which is your environment. And then it makes me come back to the thought of mothers being more onto their daughters. Like, too many young women are becoming mothers. Why? You get what I mean? Like, you don't understand, by becoming a young mother by the age of 16, 17, 18, 19, those times, you're robbing yourself. You're robbing yourself. You're literally robbing yourself. Like, honestly. Because you're not allowing yourself to understand who you are and to understand the world. The world is a very big place, and there's so many different people and different scenarios that's gonna come along. And the opportunities that you would have if you didn't have that child is much greater. That's why I say you're robbing yourself. And I feel like mothers, we have to be more stern on our daughters and our young boys, because we can't have our young boys out here producing kids at a young age either. They're not ready. They're not father material. They're not husband material. We complain about what our current dating situation is, but yet when it's time for us to mold into our garden and create the fruits and the vegetable we want, we're pouring vodka instead of water. It's the same thing. We're pouring more into the problem than offering a solution. And that's what it is. We as a whole, men and women, have to make better choices in order for our community to be able to be strong, to be fruitful, to be prosperous. And that's what it has to be. And it starts with your foundation, your household. You always hear people say, "Oh, be stern on the daughters, but be relaxed on the boys," or however they normally say it. Maybe it's switch. But the whole thing is, no, you need to be stern on both children, because at the end of the day, she is not old enough to understand life, and you're robbing her of her essence, and he is not manly enough for him to be able to provide that protection as a father figure or as a husband. And especially guidance. Nobody want no husband that don't have no guidance in life, who just don't know where he want to be. You get what I mean? And that's the same thing for a woman. So it is what it is, but we see it, we hear it, but do we act on it? That's the biggest thing. Do we act on it as individuals to be able to change the future? We see all this and we just cut our eyes and be like, oh, that's not our household, but it kind of is. Because you're related to it. You're associated with it, maybe by friends, family, co-workers, whatever it may be. And at the end of the day, when we sit back and we look at it, it's like, yo, nobody is managing things how they're supposed to. But everyone wants to complain about how their life is and how their dating is, and now they're in their mid-30s and they're unsure of what they should do because of the choices that they made. It's like, okay, well, we see these examples. Now, people who out here who have children, yo, tend to your kids, help your kids, build your kids up, work on your kids. Make sure your daughter is not a single mother. Make sure she becomes a wife. Make sure your son is a husband material. Make sure he knows how to hold it down. Like, it's just that simple. It's not that hard. But people want to produce, but don't want to tend. It's like saying, oh, I want to be a farmer, but you don't want to go out there and tend to your crops. Then you shouldn't be a farmer. Then, same thing, then you shouldn't be a parent. So a lot of times we see all this comes from somewhere. It comes from home. It stems from the home, and that's what we have to fix as a community, as a whole. We have to fix the home. We can do that by choosing better choices, you know, making, not just go ahead and just doing something because it seemed like it's good at that moment, but really sit down and thoroughly decide, is it going to be beneficial for you in the long run? We're all adults here. We all need to sit down and make wise decisions, because it's the moment you make a wrong decision, everything can change in your life. And you'll be, if you're fortunate, you get a chance to be able to fix it and to go at it again. But for some, they're not that fortunate, and that is it. So the whole matter is, be wise. You know, don't be taking it lightly because it's life. You know, and especially all the women who do feel like they've made choices in their life that they're not too happy about. You know, don't spend too much time thinking about the past. And men too, if you've made choices that you're not too happy about, don't spend time thinking about the past. Start creating your future. Like, you still have life, you're still breathing and kicking and living, and you still have an opportunity to be able to do the things that you want to do. So it's not that bad. It just was an experience that you didn't like, or maybe experience that you didn't thought it was going to have the outcome. But that doesn't mean life ends right there. Remember that story I told you guys about the two frogs? Life doesn't end until when you end. Until you're 6 feet in the ground, that's when it ends. But until then, keep fighting, keep trying. And, you know, to all those women out there who feel like they've made bad choices, and they feel like, okay, well, now what should they do when it comes to dating? And they meet bad, you know, I wouldn't say meet bad men, but I would say they make bad choices, because I was not there for me to judge, nor do I want to judge the quality of the man nor the woman. But what I am saying is they are not happy with their choices that they've made. And if that's the case, and they feel like there's nobody that's going to take them as seriously or as a wife material, I would say leave it to God. You know? I see so many women put praise into another individual to ask them for all the questions and answers, and, oh, I've been waiting to speak to you, and I'm like, how often do you guys go speak to God and just speak to him and say, hey, God, listen, man, I've made bad choices. Okay, I know I could have made better choices and I didn't have the things I need, or maybe I didn't know I was making bad choices and I still went ahead and thought I was gonna get away with it, but I didn't. And I see it now, God. That's what you speak. And I see so many people going to another person for answers. Stop it. We don't need to go to nobody for no answers. And I don't want to get religious on anyone, but to be honest with you, I'd rather go to my higher self that I've been created from, because I'm created in his image. I'd rather go to that than go to a man or individual on earth. Who are them? Who are they? And I'm not to say no one's qualified to give anyone advice or anything like that. Of course, be all open ears when it comes to learning in life and learning from another person. But when it comes to, if you're really worried about how your relationships are gonna be, women, and you feel like you don't know if anyone's gonna want to take you serious as a wife or what it may be, whatever you're looking for, go to God for that. You don't have to go to another individual. And no man on earth can tell you how your life is going to be written out. You know what I mean? People start off one way and ended up a whole nother way, and before they even perish. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is very mysterious. It can turn out however it can turn out. And before your eyes, you won't even know. You be like, well, how did it get like that? That's how life is. So there's always hope. If you believe there's hope, there's hope. But you gotta clean up your shit. Use my language. You gotta clean up your stuff, man. Gotta clean up your stuff. As all of us as individuals, especially if we understand, okay, this is areas that we've made mistakes in, then okay, boom, understand that, but move forward. When you drop something on the floor, you're not gonna be like, damn, for hours standing there like, dang, man, I really, really wanted that. And you're not gonna be, no, you're gonna wipe it up, but you're gonna be like, I don't want it to get sticky. I don't want ants. I don't want critters. That's what you're gonna do, right? Same thing. You make a mistake, wipe it up, move along. Just move along. And that's what it is. And I feel like that's just my outlook when it comes to just our homes and within our communities, and how we can do better in the areas that we can all improve, you know? And especially the women who feel like they make bad choices in dating. The first thing I always would say is, a lot of people always want to jump into a relationship, but they're not willing to work on themselves. Like, and that's why I feel like where it mess up at. You have to work on you first before you go into any type of union. You can't just jump into a union and say, oh, I'm gonna do this because it feels good or it looks good or has good benefits. No, that's not how it works, because it's as quick as you jump in, as quick as you're gonna jump out. And to be honest with you, you have to be honest with yourself. And when you're honest with yourself, you are allowing yourself to understand, okay, I need to understand who I am for me to offer the best version of myself for me and to the world and to whoever I spend my future with or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's where I see a lot of women are not stepping at step one. A lot of them want to jump from 0 to 1,000 and say, oh, I want this. But they're like, yo, at the end of the day, wait a minute. You're forgetting self. You know? You can't bring a whole bunch of baggage from one relationship to another relationship, and you never learned what you were supposed to learn from their last relationship. And that's where a lot of people are trying to skip that step. And that's why it becomes like a domino effect. Then the person leaves that relationship, goes to the next relationship, ends up being with that person, have a child. There's no real commitment. Now that child they're not married, okay? So the mom has a child, the father just takes care, maybe gives some dollars, and then boom, that's not healthy. Those two are not together. And it's just that's why we have to check ourselves first and understand, okay, What am I doing? What am I doing? Where do I want to go? How am I going to get there? What am I doing wrong? What areas do I need to fix? And that's what we need to do before we jump into anything. That could be partnership as far as when it comes to business. That can be relationship. That can be anything, even as simple as dieting. You can't just jump and say, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds and then start tomorrow. No. No, no, no. Poor planning. You know tomorrow is most likely a holiday. A lot of people are going to be gathered together. They're going to eat. You plus on top of it, you have to go grocery shopping. You have to plan out. So everything, if you understand what I'm coming from, everything has to be done in a timely manner in life. And that's why a lot of foundations, a lot of homes and relationships are not in good health or good standing because no one took the time out to put down the foundation. Everybody wanted the house, but nobody wanted to put down the cement. Nobody wanted to put down all the tools that you needed for it to stand strong, just in case a hurricane done come in up in there and blow it away, or a tornado, whichever one. At the end of the day, that is why our community is needing to really focus on that right there. That area. In order for us to be better parents, better fellow friends, you know, just better people. We got to make better decisions. And that includes that's all of us. No one's excluded from this. No one is perfect. Everybody got to make better decisions. And that better decision can be on anything. It could be, once again, your dieting, your relationship, your finance, your business ideas, whatever you may be into. It's just creating a healthier you in that area. And that's what we should be striving for. We shouldn't be feeling hopeless, especially when life has so much to offer. It's always going to be what we make it in life. You know, and no matter what you've been through, it's always going to be what, if you are a positive person and you believe that you're going to have a positive outcome in life, and you feel like, you know, X, Y, and Z, then that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? You have to understand. You feel like you're going to be that #1 singer. You know, hey, if you're into singing, and you feel like you're going to be that #1 singer, and you believe, and you practice, and you keep that momentum going, you will. There's no doubt. So it always comes back to one thing and one thing once again. So we have the ability to be the best we can be, or we can just be part of the world and be consumed of the world and be regretful and resentful of the choices that we make. You know, it's your choice. Don't they have like an option of like what, red pill, blue pill? Same concept. You pick whichever one you want. Whichever one is best for you. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather improve on self. You know, I'd rather challenge self and learn and ask questions and observe and listen and practice. That sounds more fun than just, you know, doing other things like not believing or not participating in life or not striving and just doubting, and that's just so draining. And that's what sometimes life can make you become like that. Don't get me wrong. There are days where you could be like, damn, or information or news or things or that happen, and you be like, damn. And you gotta reset. So take your reset. I encourage everyone to always take their reset. But don't dwell in it. Don't sit in it. Don't stay in it. Understand it. Take it in. Let it go. Gotta flow. Gotta be like water, you guys. You guys know my favorite quote. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about when it comes to just our community. You know, so many women They're looking for love. They're looking for a strong foundation, but they've made not great choices. And it's 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 like, okay, you have to be balanced, you have to be fair, right? You gotta be like, okay, well, these people knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? And it's like how do you help? You know, it's like how do you help? And at the end of the day, it's like the most I can say to anyone is, if you make a choice that you don't like, to fix it. That's all I can say, you know? Like, I don't know. I always look at the cup as half full, not half empty. So I feel like if there's a problem, fix it. Simple. You don't like your job, fix it. But then again, when I was listening to these conversations, some of these women didn't have that mentality. A lot of these women, they were like, oh, I haven't worked in years. And they accept, like, what is that thing called? Unemployment check. And then the guy that the woman was speaking to, he was like, well, ma'am, I see that you got your nails done. And then she was like, yeah. And then he was like, how you got your nails done? Oh, I paid for it. And then he was like, but man, you don't got a job. So it was just like, you see, okay, certain people you can't feel sorry for. What I'm trying to say is certain people you can't feel sorry for. Because they know better, but they choose not to do better. And then there's others where you could be like, okay, they needed just a little bit of guidance. That probably would have helped them a little bit more. But then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it be like that sometimes. It'd be a flip side to this thing when you see and you hear stories from other people. Because another conversation that I watched, a video I watched, was this other young lady. She was, she was 4 kids and 2 baby fathers. And highest level of education was 9th grade. Yep. And the guy was, and you know, these women are coming to this guy, you know, for relationship advice, obviously. And I like that he's honest and straightforward with these women, because he's telling them truth. You know, he is being straightforward. You know me, I'm being balanced, saying, oh, pray to God about it, about the husband part. But he is saying, ma'am, you got 4 kids. What man husband? What man gonna want? You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, he's being so straightforward. It's just ridiculous. So it's just like, you gotta be honest with yourself. But then again, it's like, okay, you gotta look at her situation. Highest level of education was 9th grade. Like, you know, why didn't she finish school? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that. Where was mom? Where was dad? You know what I'm saying? It goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. Product of the environment. It's like, you see it, but it's like, okay, damn. That's the life that she has, because those are the choices that she made. But then again, she didn't have the guidance. Because if she did, what parent gonna let their child not tend to school? What's she doing that's so important that she can't be at school? That's my question. What's she doing? Was she tending the family business? Is that what it is? No. Okay then. So why she not at school? So at the end of the day, you kind of see where these women fall short at, but it's like, damn, man. You know, they just so lonely, and then they just And then they calling, they asking this guy like, what hope do you think there is for me? And he's like, there's none. He's like, there's none. And I'm like, oh man. I'm like, wah, wah, wah. Damn. Damn, Gina. Damn. Well, yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But like, that's why gotta do better as women. Y'all gotta make better choices. And then we know what kills me. I see a lot of women, they be like, oh, the deadbeat baby father. It's like, but you chose that deadbeat baby father. It's like, okay, if you go to the grocery store, right? And you about to make a home cooked meal, and you pick up, let's say, you pick up some tomatoes, right? And the tomatoes, you want to make some salad or whatever. You notice there's fungus on the tomatoes. Are you gonna take the tomatoes home with you? Or are you gonna leave at the grocery store? Same thing. These women see the sign, but then they're like, oh, I could just cut around the fungus and I could dice the sides and just sprinkle a little bit, and it's like, that don't make no sense. Why? You know what I mean? And that's what they're using, that type of mindset when it comes to certain men. They're like, oh, well, I know he lacks in these area. And it was sad. It's sad though. Before you can say something lacking in one area, you gotta be fixed in your areas. That's one thing. You gotta be A1 in your area first before you can be like, oh, he gotta be, no. You gotta be fixed first, okay? That's first. But then they be like, oh, he likes in this area, so what? It will work. It will this, and then when it don't work, oh, he's a deadbeat baby father. He's no good. Men ain't nothing. It's like, no, honey. No. Don't be like nobody's nothing. You chose. You made that decision, to be honest with you. Like, all of us, even the men too. You can't feel sorry for no men who got baby mama problems and bad homes sometimes. You know why? Because they saw all the red flags, but they felt like, oh, because they felt a certain type of way about it, that, oh, they can make it work. But then at the end of the day, listen, man, that's where you messed up. When you think that you could fix and control things into your way you want it, that's where you mess up. Life is going to be how it's meant to be, not how you're going to force it to be. And the same thing with women. A lot of women try to change men. Try to change a man into being how she want him to be, and the man never gonna be how he want her to be. And it is what it's gonna be. And that's where, you see what I'm saying? That's why we got broken homes and relationships. Whole bunch of just drama. Whole bunch of drama in the room. So yeah, that's basically how I feel, y'all. That's how I feel. It is be a whole bunch of drama. Hope you guys enjoy the view. We are on the water. Yes, see it? Look nice, don't it? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We riding the boat right now, y'all. But yeah, so that is basically what I'm not even gonna stay late or long. You know? I just want to just chop it up briefly with you guys, let you guys know my take on how we can do better as a whole. Women, we gotta do better, make better choices, better decisions. We can't make bad choices and then we talk about, oh, we want great things when we're mid-35, 40, talking about, oh, you want the X, Y, and Z with a whole bunch of dollars. Like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes for a second. You can't be asking all of this. You made bad choices. So that's what it's like, okay. Now it's like, okay, Steffi gonna say, pray to God. That's what Steffi gonna say. Other people gonna say you doomed, but I'm gonna say pray to God. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm being optimistic, saying God got the last word. And if you feel like, you know, in the future you will finally find that person, then you will. But you gotta be that woman. You've come from a situation where you gotta create a healthy foundation, and you can't be saying you want these men and you're gonna treat these men like crap. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be disrespecting people, and it's no, just if you feel like you're not ready for it, don't ask for it. That's just how that's how my take on it. And fix your life. You know, there's hope. There's hope. But if you're not in that situation and you're out here with no bags, no baggages, just make sure you walk light and tread lightly in life, because making greater decisions can help open more opportunities for you in life than making poor decisions. I know a lot of young women don't understand it now because they want to be all cuffed up with their little boyfriends. You know how the young girls are. But in the day, switching now, yes. But when you pregnant and he all move on to the next girl, and you all stuck with a baby, and now you gotta go run to go get a minimum wage job, and don't go to school, and now you feel unmotivated, and you don't feel like you know what you want to do in life, and now you gotta take care of a child, and you just robbed yourself of a whole future. If you would have waited until and not let that young boy rob you of your future, you could have met the right person, right man, got married, have. Man, listen, man. This one, you would have been set up. All I gotta say, you would have been set up straight, girl. But mothers are not letting the daughters know that. They just like, oh yeah, you can go on the dates, you can have a boyfriend, you can no. Let her know she need to work on herself, focus on herself. When she get a proper age, she make sure to let her know she know what the hell she wants, so she don't be out here dating so many men. So many women date so many men, like at the end of the day, and then they, on top of it, okay, interacting and speaking to a man is one thing, but having sexual intercourse is a whole different thing. And that's what a lot of women are going to that. They're not limiting that. They're just doing it with everybody, and that's the problem. They got to understand, okay, listen, okay, boom. I really don't like him like that. So I'm not gonna waste my time, not gonna waste his time. Listen, sir, I'm sorry, I really don't like you like that. So it's not gonna work. That's what you do. Why are you over here? Maybe it might work, or maybe I'll stay with him until better come. Or that's what people are doing. Like, it's just end of the day, make a choice, make a decision. Especially if you're a young girl and you're early 20s and you're young, and don't let these little boys sweep you off your feet thinking that, oh, they're gonna be the best thing. Because listen, when you get a certain age and you're at a better position, you can have better options, and those options are gonna know what they want. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So mothers need to speak to their daughters and let them know, work on themselves, and don't be trying to let loose with these boys. So we could break this cycle of young women being single moms out here and just doing it all over again. Your mom was a single mom, you're a single mom, the child gonna become a single mom, that child's child gonna become a single mom, and so on and so forth. That's no, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That makes sense to you? Let me know. Does that make sense to you? Because it don't make no sense to me at all. So, I can never say Stephanie didn't tell you guys. Because you know when they say, well, you know better, you do better. So I just told you, moms, do better. Tighten up. Make better choices. Oh, and also, that's another thing with moms. A lot of moms who are out here dating, they're welcoming a lot of men into their homes, into their child life, and that's not cool. And then we wonder how we see children get molested and why homes are broken. Because women are so eager to go, oh, I'm gonna go date, oh, I'm gonna go this, he can be around it, oh, he gonna be the stepdaddy, and blah, 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 right? But not thinking like, yo, for one, you already messed up this child's head by choosing to have a child and know that this father is not gonna be around. You already messed up that. That's already messed up. Boom. Then now you gonna welcome another man into your child life? You see what I'm saying? That's not right. That's not right. These decisions are selfish. Don't bring a child into the world. These are very selfish decisions. I strongly believe this. Like, that's not fair. It might be okay to you, but it affects your child because your child's like, yo, why does everybody else got a mom and a dad? Or why my mom act like this? Why my dad act like that? Nobody's thinking about this when they having kids. Because if they were, the rates for the number of women that are single moms would be lower. It would be lower. So no one's taking into consideration. Everybody wants to sit back and complain, talk about how they baby daddy is no good. It takes two to tango, you know. Just being honest. And then back to the moms that are introducing the men into their child life. That's not cool. You don't know what these men intentions are. You don't know how this man is gonna affect your child. But women are doing it. Shout out to everybody who's listening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And women are doing it, and we're seeing children become molested, get raped. We see abuse case. We see all these things going on. And it's like, at the end of the day, for one, you brought a child here that didn't ask to be here. Then on top of it, you made a poor choice in choosing the right father, and also you being ready to be a mother. Because if you're ready to be a mother, you're gonna choose the right father. You're not gonna be out here just having a child with anybody. Choosing the right father. All these things are being overlooked when it comes to being a parent. No one's paying attention, saying, hey, look, this is the reason why a lot of homes are broken and a lot of foundation. There's things going on behind closed doors that are causing these children to grow up to be hurt people. So that's just my take. My take on it when it comes to our community and how we can do better. And I really feel like if we really sit back and take the time out, just like how we take the time out to entertain mediocre things, I think we can take the time out to tend to our own backyard. We're so quick to watch out who's doing what and what they're in their life and talk about it, but we never want to go to our own backyard and go straight in back there. And I feel like that's what we all need to do as individuals, especially if you're a parent. Your kid is your responsibility. And if you're not a parent, don't bring no child in this world and become a single mom. Just like that child needs a mother, it needs a father who's around daily, who's actually in the child's life as a father. And a lot of people, they feel like, oh, well, I take care of my kid. No, a lot of people, they maintain their position as a parent. That is all they're doing, which means they're providing the things that the child needs. Taking care of a child and raising a child, actually raising a child is different. Raising a child is actually taking the time out to be in the child's life and to mold them into the way they're supposed to be molded in the direction that you would like for them to be. You know, for example, if you have a family business that's been around for years, that's been passed down from generation to generation, then you will go ahead and you will take the time out to teach your child all the family trades so that way they can take over the business. And you would do this from a young age. You wouldn't wait till they're 14. I mean, from the time they're talking and they're walking, they need to be around it, touching it, feeling it, smelling it, breathing it, living it. That is what you do. Once you plant that child into that environment, that child becomes that environment. It goes right back to what I said. We are a product of our environment. So if you can plant your child into an environment that offers a mindset of open possibilities, then you are being a parent and you are raising your child. See, feeding your child and putting clothes on your child back and all that, that's just basic living. That's not raising a child. Those are the basic fundamental of being a parent. Raising a child is, what does it sound? What does it sound? You raise. When you raise something, what do? You're lifting it up. Come on now, look at the word. So when you're raising something, you're lifting it up. So you have to lift your child up, lift their spirit, lift their mind, expand their mind, not just, oh, put it in front of the TV, pick it up from school, drop it home, put it in front of the TV, or go do your homework. Come on now, where was the raising? It sounds like a routine, which is a pattern done, what, repeatedly, but that doesn't sound like raising. Where did we raise? What did we raise? Did we raise their awareness? Did we raise, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did we raise? So when it comes to becoming a parent, it's deep. It's not something simple for you to just go jump in and you make it seem like, oh, I just want to be a parent. It's something, and as we all get older, we start to understand that more and more. When you're younger, you don't see that. You don't see that when you're younger. But as you get older and you sit back, you observe life, you're like, oh, wow, okay. All right. See it for what it is. And that's why I'm on here speaking to whoever, younger women out there and younger men who can prevent themselves from being in a situation where they're not ready for. If you're not ready to marry that young woman, don't have a child with her. Don't sleep with her. Because most likely she might become pregnant. And that's where it goes at. And same for a young woman too. Do not lay with a man unless you feel like he is something that you can truly go forward with in your life, which it would be husband material. When we learn better, we do better. A lot of us didn't think like that. Well, as we get older, we start to say, okay, this is how it is, because when we look at older women and we see how they've made bad choices, it makes you be like, okay, well, let me not go down that route. When you see a woman who's in her 40s and she got 4 baby daddies and 4 kids, you be like, yo, some people didn't, some people didn't have that same luck, I would say. Because I wouldn't say these women are not happy with their children. They say they love their kid, but they say they're just not happy with the results. You know? And it's understandable, but it's then again, it's like this. Life is like this. You get what you put in. So whatever you put in is what you get back. So you put in BS into your life and don't really take the time out to watch and study and say, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna waste time doing that. I'm not gonna waste time doing this. I'm gonna focus in this area of my life. Then you're gonna get that result. But if you're gonna be like, oh, YOLO, I'm gonna do this, do that. You meet a guy at the club, you hook up with the guy at the club in the bathroom, and then boom, now you're pregnant. You'd be like, oh, well, I can be a single mom. I can do it. I can, like, yo, that's selfish. That's selfish. Then when a child gets raised up, the child gonna ask you, even if you do a great job as a parent, child's gonna wonder why they don't have the other half, which is the father. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying we are adults. We can't whine like babies in the world and be like, oh, why I can't have the outcome I want. You can have the outcome you want. You just gotta make better choices. And if you made unhappy choices that you're not happy about, fix them and move forward. Don't cry about it. And that is my simple opinion on when it comes to our foundation as a whole, as a community. We gotta check ourselves. In order for it to be better, we gotta do better. We can't expect to do the same thing and get different results. That don't make no sense. And we gotta understand where it stems from. Some people behaviors are from their parents or what they saw or whatever their environment showed them. And it's understandable. But now as an adult, you understand that. You're aware of that. You made that mental connection. Now you need to fix it, especially if you want a different result in life. And if you're in your part of your life and you feel like, okay, I don't like the choices I've made, then you need to stop, reassess what went wrong, how you got there, and come up with a solution on how you're gonna change your problem. Gotta be your own solution. Always invite God into the situation, because at the end of the day, if you feel like you don't have the proper guidance and you don't have a clear mind and you feel like a little foggy, I would say invite God into the conversation. Doesn't hurt. If you're not a believer, it don't hurt, right? You know, I'm a firm believer. I like to invite God into every conversation as much as possible, because I don't know it all. I'm a young woman, and I'm still learning life. At the end of the day, I would love to just forever be a student so I could be able to learn, but also to teach other people what I learned and just share my opinions, and then we learn from each other on what we think about life, and we can then go ahead and take what we have learned from each other and apply it to ourselves to make our life better. That's just the whole way of how I look at it when it comes to just life and connection. Because you will sit down and you will be like, what is the real purpose of life? And you know, my opinion, I feel like the purpose of life is for us to connect. You know, we have to connect with one another. Now, for some, it's difficult, or it might be different for you to connect. How can I say? Apply as it may fit. But how I would say is we still make connections, little step, you know? Some people are not comfortable with connecting and speaking with others and learning from others, and that's understandable. But still take the time out to still expand your mind on life and what life is, and it's a beautiful thing. If you it's how you look at it. I feel like life is beautiful. You know, we got the sun, we got the sky, we got the water, we got nature, we got people in the world who got talent. You can be walking down the street and you hear a person playing an instrument and singing, depending if you live in like in New York, or you can be driving down the street and you see people, you know, on the beach just laughing, having a great time. Like, life is beautiful. Life is truly, truly beautiful. You know, little things in life really makes the most important thing. Just waking up, man. I always tell people all the time on here, just simply waking up, you should be grateful, because now you get to experience life and to understand life and what it is. And I personally feel like life is all about connecting with one another and making a great connection. But we all as adults have to make healthy connections. We can't just, hi, how are you? Let's be friends. And then weeks later, it turns into a disaster. Like, we know. We gotta make better decisions so that way we are not running into the wall repeatedly with the same type of scenarios, different person. Okay? So I appreciate you guys for tuning in once again. And you guys have a wonderful Labor Day. And I will come back on here very soon. And you guys have a wonderful night.